In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the version 2 Countercades from Arcade1Up, specifically the Miss Pac-Man 4-in-1, and we're going to find out if it's worth your hard-earned money, coming up right after this. The packaging is the same style open-face display box that we've already seen previously from earlier Countercade releases. There is a styrofoam insert on both the bottom and the top of the machine to keep it snug inside the retail box. And there's a large plastic protective bubble that encases the front half of the machine to keep any damage from occurring on both the controls and the screen itself. Now, this is the newly redesigned Countercade version 2.0, in which the proportions of the arcade itself have been reduced, while still maintaining the same screen size and full-size controls as before. This new machine has measurements of 15.78 inches tall, 9.57 inches wide, and 11.42 inches deep. The retail asking price has also been reduced. It's ranging from $99 to $149 now, depending on the retailer and the game lineups. Previously, these machines were $199 retail for most outlets. This particular machine comes with 4 games built in. Our title game Miss Pac-Man, of course, Pac-Man Plus, Galaga, and Dig Dug 2. This 4-in-1 version of this cabinet is adorned with bright yellow trim along the side and the control panels, as well as on top of the marquee itself, which is a subtle visual difference from the 2-in-1 version of the Miss Pac-Man machine currently being sold online that comes with pink trim and one less action button. Speaking of buttons, we have the same full-size arcade buttons that we have already seen and come to expect on most Arcade1Up products to date, which are more than suitable to get the job done when playing either Galaga or Dig Dug 2. The joystick, however, does appear to be different than other joysticks used in most of the Arcade1Up cabinets, having an all-white base and a diamond-shaped restrictor plate pressed together. And while this 4-way setup joystick is responsive and performs well enough, most high-score chasers and Pac-Man enthusiasts may still want to replace this stick with a higher quality one of their choosing. On the back of the control deck is the volume adjustment button that gradually raises and lowers the cabinet volume levels coming out of the single speaker located on the bottom front corner of this machine. And though there is only one speaker, I can assure you this machine still gets rather loud. Gameplay across all 4 titles is exactly as expected, and there are no new menu settings or gameplay speed adjustments that are available to the user. So if you're looking or hoping for a speed up option for Miss Pac-Man, you won't find it here. High scores are tracked and maintained on all of the included games, and this function also works even after unplugging the machine, so no worries about losing your personal household high scores. At the top of this arcade, we have the Marquee sans the original Bally Midway branding. This marquee does not light up, and currently at the time of this video, there are no options available for a lit marquee from third-party companies. But like previous Countercades of old, I'm sure it won't take long for these companies to come up with offerings for a smaller lit marquee to fit these new machines. Side panels have the classic blue, pink, and yellow Miss Pac-Man artwork that looks absolutely amazing in any setting. The monitor bezel looks nice and clean with the artwork. All the small instructions and graphics are clearly visible and easy to read. The 8-inch LCD screen here does a really nice job of displaying the colors accurately, with no noticeable light bleed along the sides. Viewing angles are a bit rough on this display though, because as soon as you move your view off center any way, shape, or form, you'll begin to see the colors on screen immediately start to wash out. Though this is merely just an observation, as when you're honestly playing this machine head-on as designed, it's not going to be an issue for you. In a nutshell, these are great arcade options for those of you that have space constraints or you're looking to save some extra cash from the investments of the larger Arcade1Up cabinet offerings. I myself really only found one drawback with this new, smaller design. For adult players, you may find your left hand inadvertently mashing down on the Player 1 and Player 2 start buttons during gameplay. With the nature of the smaller control deck, the real estate available to rest your hand is rather limited, and I personally caught myself on more than one instance inadvertently resetting my active game because of this. Alright, so at the end of the day, I am a fan of these new, smaller, sleeker version 2 Countercades. Now, the original version 1 Countercades I thought were a little too big as far as their ratio to screen comparison. This is still keeping that 8-inch LCD screen. However, it doesn't look dwarfed in comparison because it doesn't have a ginormous bezel around it. The $149 or $99, depending on how many games you get, price point I think is much more digestible than the $200 retail price those original ones were going for. Obviously, the the great thing about this is if $150 is too expensive for you, you can still save a little bit of money. You can go the 2-in-1 route and get it around $100 depending on, you know, how early you got in on the QVC deal. However, you know, these are great little machines. Quality's nice. The screen, like I said, it does have some issues with washout and viewing angles, but if you're playing it straight on, that's really not going to be an issue. But if you got people standing over your shoulder trying to watch you play, they're not going to have a very good view. But other than that, the only gripe I had is every time I pick this up, I naturally want to reach over the back of it and put my hand in a handle that doesn't exist. So that's one thing I really wish this did have, is some sort of cutout here or a carrying handle. Like the box itself's got 2 handles on the sides. We don't have handles on the sides, which I'm fine with because I don't want to mess up this graphic. But a handle in the back of this every time you move it would be, you know, just convenient, to say the least. Just convenient. That's all I'm looking for, convenience. Regardless, I think it's a nice little machine, and I think it's definitely going to be something that's going to work for you if you're worried about space issues and filling up an entire basement full of Arcade1Up cabinets and you don't want to do that. Then this is definitely the option for you. I'll put product links down in the video description box below. You can also order the Pac-Man 40th anniversary that is also for sale. You know, whatever options, whatever games work the best for you, you make that decision. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Share this video with your friends if you found the information helpful. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.